Now with this whole pandemic, COVID has really changed the way that we do things. We can no longer go out and do what we want to, or if we can, we have to put a mask on or be a certain distance away from somebody else. It's really changed the way that we go about daily life, and that includes going to a movie theater. Now your local movie theater may now be open, but running at a much lower capacity. I know mine just opened up not long ago, and I think a particular movie room can seat about maybe 50 to 100 people. I think you're only allowing about 15 or 20 now. And they're only showing so many movies at a time. So it's really difficult now, and that brings the question up, is it now the best time to have a home theater? Not only is that the question, but are sound bars the better way to go than dedicated home theaters? This question has really ran through my mind the last few days, so I want to make a video on it. Right here to my left is a sound bar that I randomly purchased from Walmart. This is the On 5.1.4 Dolby Atmos soundbar. And for me, if you guys know my channel, I kind of often review soundbars for those who are interested in them, but I've never really been a fan. But this one has really kind of changed my mind on what I think overall about soundbars. Now, if you're interested in this soundbar, I have done multiple reviews on it on the channel, so check the description down below. There will be a link to the 2 videos that I've done on this soundbar. But I wanted to address just soundbars in general and answer this question. Are soundbars taking over the home theater world? And what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people have dedicated home theaters, meaning you have a central channel, you have 2 floor-standing speakers or 2 left and right speakers, and then you have some surround sound speakers. And if you're more advanced, then you have Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, Oral 3D, IMAX Enhanced. You have extra exponents, big screens, projector screens. So some people can really go in depth with home theater, and some just have a casual home theater. But some people go this route here, the sound bar. Are sound bars taking over what we know and love, what we call home theater? I think yes, and here's why. Most people don't want to dish out a whole bunch of money to build a system anymore. Nobody wants to go out and buy a receiver, and then you got to find speakers, then speaker wire, and then you got to find a TV that makes sense. Then you got to, do you want a projector? What kind of projector screen do you want? What kind of? It can get very complicated if you're not really into this hobby. Sound bars are here to make it super easy and simplistic. You have a small box, a small subwoofer, a relatively small soundbar. You place it right in front of your TV or your projector screen, or maybe even your computer monitor. You plug it up, you sync it up, and you're done. Now you have what we call surround sound, maybe, right? Like I said, this one is a 5.1.4 Dolby Atmos soundbar. So this soundbar is supposed to give you Dolby Atmos just from this one strip of speakers. Now, later on, maybe this week or so, I'm gonna make a video talking about, do soundbars really give you Dolby Atmos? We'll talk about that later. Let's just say that they do. So now you have this one small strip with all the speakers in a compact size and a small wireless subwoofer. What's not to like about that? You don't have to fiddle with settings. You don't have to go through and calibrate much. Some soundbars do, but in this case, you don't have to calibrate anything. You don't have to position your speakers. You don't have big speakers in your room, or you have to buy a speaker stand, speaker wire. It's all right here, and all you gotta do is plug in 2 things, the power cord and the HDMI, and you're good to go. So I think soundbars are really taking over what we know and love and what we call home theater because of its simplicity. And it's a big upgrade from your TV or your projector speakers. It's far better. And really good soundbars out there can give you some believable home theater quality sound. On my channel, I had a Vizio soundbar that had 2 wireless speakers in the back. And I did a video comparing soundbar home theater versus dedicated home theater, and the results were actually pretty surprising. Home theater, dedicated home theater will always win, but this proved itself pretty good. I just think soundbars are the way to go. Not only is it easier to manage, not only is it smaller, but it's also a lot cheaper most of the time. You can get a soundbar ranging from 99 bucks up to maybe 1,000 depending on how serious you want to go with your sound. But nonetheless, soundbars will always be the simple choice. It'll always be the easiest choice. You don't have to piece a lot of things together, and it would probably be the most efficient as far as the money coming out of your pocket. I think soundbars are almost taking over, especially now in the day and age that we are in, where you're watching movies at home, you're not going out. Even if you can go out, you may not want to, just because of the risk factor you put yourself at when you go to a home theater, or excuse me, when you go to a movie theater. You don't know who sat in that seat. You don't know if that coworker wiped that seat very well or not. Maybe he skipped that, maybe he missed that, and then you just leave yourself up to risk. But at home, you're safe in your environment for the most part. And you know the people who are going to be in and out of your house. So I think soundbars are taking over the home theater world because of how small they are, how simplistic they are to use. A couple cables and you're good to go. It decodes Dolby Atmos and DTS:X now. I'm sure they're going to start doing 4K, 8K soundbars. They're going to do IMAX enhanced soundbars. They're going to do so much stuff that pretty much puts your AV receiver all in one. You get speakers and a receiver all in one. And again, they are super small. You guys can see here behind me, soundbar, subwoofer. We're not taking very much space. It makes everybody happy. The wife will be happy. Nobody will know it's there until it's on. It's a really practical way of having home theater in your home. It's perfect. It's really perfect. I've listened to this for a while now, and I've probably had it for 3, 4, 5 months now. Not really for sure on exact time frame, but I've been thoroughly impressed not only with the sound quality and the believability, not a word, how believable it is to have the effects, but the subwoofer here has actually been pretty good too, which I'm also going to make a video about. The subwoofer on these soundbars are actually getting better. I remember when I was younger and looking at soundbars, I used to hate soundbars and home theaters in a box because the weakest link out of the whole system was always the subwoofer. It either sounded really loud and bad, or it wasn't loud at all and sounded bad. But nowadays you're getting a pretty good subwoofer with your soundbar. Now this soundbar is $299, and this subwoofer way outperforms its form factor. You're gonna see in a future video. This subwoofer is actually very good, and the soundbar is very good, and they get both very loud. So you can really get convincible sound out of a soundbar. $299 for Dolby Atmos. It's crazy. You can't get anything home theater, dedicated home theater for $299. You can get a receiver for $299, but you're not going to get Dolby Atmos. You're not going to get, you know, external amplification opportunities. You're maybe missing a lot of power, maybe something, right? You can get Dolby Atmos 5.1.4 and a wireless subwoofer for $299 now. It's just, I seem like that's the way that people are going now. Me personally, you guys know my channel. I'm a home theater guru. I like to stay, you know, dedicated home theater, big speakers, big projector screen, Dolby Atmos in the ceiling. That's where I want to go. It's the most realistic experience you're going to get, but I think most likely, I think this is the way to go. I think Bose is going to discontinue their lifestyle series, their big flagship home theaters. The Bose 600 and the 650 are the really small jewel speakers, the little cubes, I guess you can call them, that are super microscopic. Basically, they sit subtly on the wall or on a stand or hang them in a ceiling, and it gives you really, really big sound at a very small form factor, but it's $4,000 and $3,000 for the 600. It's even smaller than this, but soundbars have been the trend for so long now, or it's becoming the trend that even Bose is getting rid of their lifestyle series because I think their soundbars are outselling everything else that they do. Vizio, a name that we all know. Vizio has been leading everybody in the soundbar category, even though they're not the best of the best. They're very affordable. You can find them at Walmart, Best Buy, everywhere you go, and they sound pretty good. I've done a video on them on my channel, and they sound pretty good. So I think soundbars are the new thing now, guys. So really, if you don't want to put a dedicated home theater together, you can get a soundbar and be happy with it. To be very honest with you, you can be pretty happy, especially if you start spending a lot of money towards one. You can really find one that's a good, like Klipsch or anybody like that. They have really good ones. Vizio's higher end ones are pretty good too. This one's a really good one for $299. So that might be the way we're moving. Alright guys, so I just wanted to make a short video just to have a conversation with you guys. So what I want you guys to do now, if you made it this far in the video, it's your turn to do some talking. Go down in the comments section below and let me know what you guys think and feel about soundbars, and answer the question for me. Are soundbars the new trend in home theater? Is this where home theater is moving? Are we going towards soundbars, or do you think there's still a space for dedicated home theater? Let me know what you guys really think below, because I'm kind of curious to know. Maybe you have a dedicated home theater, maybe you're tired of big speakers and blocky cubes all over the place. Maybe you want something more subtle. Maybe you just got a family, children, pets, whatever, and you need to go to this. Let me know if this is where we're headed to, especially right now when you can't really go out to a movie theater. Let me know that down below in the comment section. Like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're not already. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.